That's right, Emily, I did. And you can't drive down Stadium Boulevard or many other mid-Missouri roads without dropping a wheel into a pothole. And this year's winter conditions have made it even a little extra bumpy. Jim, the man tried to abduct an 11-year-old boy as he walked home from Fairview Elementary School yesterday. Now, the school's about a 15-minute walk from where I'm standing here at the intersection of Hanley Place and Chapel Hill Road. This is where the boy says the man tried to get him into his truck.
The TSA actually began rolling out these security changes last summer, but it did take some time to get every TSA employee trained and every airport up to speed. But now every airport you do travel to across the country will have some new procedures for checking your carry-on bags as you go through security. On Pinehurst Lane today, all was pretty quiet. Some people living in the area say they are still shaken by yesterday's incident. Others say things seem back to normal. But just 24 hours ago, it was a different story.
President Trump has been in St. Louis since about 2:15 this afternoon. He first visited Boeing here along with Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. He then participated in a roundtable discussion with about a dozen Missouri business leaders. They went back and forth talking about Trump's tax plan and the cuts and the effects they've had on businesses in the state. Now, the president is also in town to meet with Attorney General Josh Hawley. Right now, the two are currently at a fundraiser for Hawley's Senate campaign, which he just kicked off yesterday. Now, the president will be leaving St. Louis at some point this evening. It's just not clear yet when that will be. Reporting live in St. Louis, Tyler Emery, KMU8 News.
And I'm Tyler Emery. Thanks for joining us. We've had team coverage down at the Capitol following this story all day. Here's a live look now at the press conference over the investigation, which is set to start very soon. When it does happen and begins, we'll bring it to you live. But first, we go to KMU8's Lydia Nussbaum to tell us what's in the released report from the special committee and what you need to know about it.
This lawsuit filed by DeBrody's mother is extremely wide-scoping. It's 43 pages long with claims against 23 different people and agencies. So to understand the lawsuit more closely, I sat down with one of the DeBrody family's attorneys in the case. Carl DeBrody was found dead, encased in concrete, a week after he was reported missing.
We know this is a tragic event. We know these types of things do not happen without somebody being very, very careless at the minimum.
The lawsuit is sweeping.
It has wrongful death. It has civil rights violation. It has potential assault charges, lack of care, supervision.
Taking aim at Second Chance Homes where DeBrody lived and all of his care providers, including the Missouri Department of Health.
It's a combination of the home violating all their standards and care and their trust and duties, but also those state and government employees who have a responsibility to him to do certain acts.
The suit specifically claims the defendants negligently failed to properly supervise and care for DeBrody, directly causing his death, but then entered into conspiracy to unlawfully cover it up. Behind me, this is the home where Carl DeBrody lived. The lawsuit claims that care providers were supposed to meet DeBrody here monthly face-to-face, but in fact didn't for months before his death. It also claims that false reports were created saying that those face-to-face meetings with DeBrody did take place. And now Veet says it could be a lengthy process to get to the bottom of what happened.
We know what happened was wrong. We know it needs to be fixed, and we want to make sure it's done right.
Other defendants in the case include the operator of Second Chance Homes, Rachel Rowden, Callaway County Special Services, and even the state of Missouri. I reached out to several of the defendants. Some we couldn't reach. Others had no comment. Reporting in the studio, Tyler Emery, KMU8 News. That's right, Emily, I did. And you can't drive down Stadium Boulevard or many other mid-Missouri roads without dropping a wheel into a pothole. And this year's winter conditions have made it even a little extra bumpy. A sound all too familiar right now for mid-Missouri drivers.
It's kind of like, oh, I got to dodge them.
You can just feel every bump that you hit. I haven't had any throw me off the road or anything like that, but I've blown a tire.
City, county, and MoDOT crews are already out on the roads repairing potholes as they appear.
If we get a lot of phone calls on it, we'll address it right away. We try and do something within 24 hours.
But drivers want a longer-term fix.
If they repair them right the first time, so they wouldn't keep eating out.
And hopefully you've got a comprehensive plan that would go beyond just, filling a hole in. Let's figure out how to not keep filling those holes in and take a longer stance to keep the roads good and keep people happy.
MoDOT says potholes are inevitable when winter and roads mix. To avoid damage, MoDOT recommends slowing down and increasing your follow distance. But one thing is for sure, even after a fix, they'll be back.
It's a patch is what it is. You know, it isn't it isn't an overlay. It's just a temporary patch to make the road ride smoother.
As I was out here on Stadium with the repair crew earlier, one driver even shouted "thank you" out the window as he passed. If you have a pothole you would like fixed, you can report it on MoDOT or Columbia Public Works websites. Reporting live in Columbia, Tyler Emery, KMU8 News.